Are you ready to do the show? Show one?
Ready.
Here we go. Daryl said I didn't turn it up loud enough last time. It was so loud.
Here you go.
Is that loud enough for you, Daryl?
Dub.
Probably. He'll be like, yes. I give him so much shit. Welcome to The Ugly Truth. This is episode 618. Ugh. Did you have a nice Memorial Day weekend?
I did. I actually feel like a human being because I've been off for 4 days now.
That's so nice. I'm so glad you're
It's
so
very-
well. You're always so running crazy ragged, like everywhere all the time. So
I
I'm
hate it.
so glad that you had a chance. Well, while we were enjoying our Memorial Day weekend, which I'll talk about in detail because I have so many stories for you. Tina Turner died.
I know.
She's simply the best.
She was.
Honestly, not a fan of many of her songs.
I wasn't a fan of her songs, but I think
I was a fan of her.
I think we were all a fan of her.
Well,
Not that her songs weren't great, because they are.
They had a good backbeat to it. You could dance to some of them.
Must understand.
I hated that song so much.
Of my hand. Oh, I know.
I hated it. I wonder if it was just the time because we were kids.
It was a time.
Maybe maybe if we had been adults back then, we would have liked that stuff. But I don't know. I was like, private dancer, is she a hooker?
I'm your private dancer. I know.
Dancer for money. I'm like,
No,
what?
but I think for the people who are fans, they loved her when she was with Ike and Tina.
Sure.
And then we all found out that she was being beaten.
Yes.
And everybody thought she was
escaped.
done. And she escaped. And then, if you
She
were an
was
adult.
poor.
I
Like,
mean, she had to
homeless
pull
almost.
herself up from the bootstrap after that.
Oh, yeah.
No one thought she would make a comeback. She was
made
done.
amazing. I was looking, I posted it on our Instagram, the timeline of Tina Turner from the very beginning until she was like 82, her last interview or whatever. First of all, stunning beauty.
She was.
Good Lord, the woman was gorgeous. Even the day before she died, she was attractive.
And her
gorgeous
body.
woman.
Good Lord.
The legs.
The legs, everything. Her arms, the legs.
Carrie Underwood wishes she had legs like Tina Turner because she
Indeed.
tries really hard, Her
Does
legs,
she?
they're very muscular, yes. I think she's doing the Tina Turner thing.
Well, her husband is a professional athlete. So, I mean, he probably works out a lot.
Maybe. Yeah, I'm sure that's what it is.
I'm sure that's part of it.
Yeah. Just like she fell and she had to have plastic surgery to repair some.
And everybody's looking and we were like zooming in. We're like, where?
It's
I
like
see
it's
nothing.
just lip filler. And
Like, we literally couldn't see anything.
yeah, she definitely looks different, but we just figured it was a botched plastic
I
surgery.
didn't notice
thing.
anything, honestly.
I didn't see a
was
scar.
really looking and I'm
I
like,
did too.
I don't see anything. And she's like, I know, you guys are going to think I'm bubble. I'm like, yeah,
I
we
want to
do.
believe that you truly harmed yourself by falling because I completely understand that. But I need to see proof.
Honestly,
I see nothing.
For me, I
To believe it,
If you would just be honest and be like, look, my looks are literally what I do for a living.
It pays the bills.
It pays the bills. If I was ugly, you guys wouldn't want to hear me sing.
That's right.
Which
Which is why I lost 30 pounds when I didn't need to lose any
And
weight
it's
after
fine.
I won.
Yes.
I know.
mean,
exactly.
yeah, that's why people give Kim Kardashian shit about her psoriasis. I'm like, look, the woman makes her living
On her face.
off what she looks like.
Yes.
So
Same.
what do you want?
Tina Turner didn't though, because she could.
She did not. She could sing.
She can sing. Well, Carrie can too, obviously. Carrie
Oh,
Underwood.
I love Carrie.
But anyway, so yes, I was like, oh, that's a, you know what? And then I was thinking, man, these icons are going to start to pass because they're in their 80s.
They have been passing.
Yeah, well, yes. But the ones that are actually like appropriately passing away, like in their normal geriatric phase,
Yes.
not young.
They're just dying natural causes.
they're just like, I'm
old.
old.
Yeah, the other day we were watching. Jerry was like, "What movie are you watching?" And I was watching Out of Africa with
God
Meryl
bless the
Streep.
rains down in Africa.
Yes, that song is not in the movie, but
Okay, I like that movie a lot.
I actually love that movie
Very much.
So Jerry was confused because he's like Robert Redford, Meryl Streep. He goes, "What is this?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's Out of Africa. You won't like it, but just shut up. I'm watching it." Yeah, and so
Does he end up watching it?
Well, yeah, he did end up watching it. He actually liked it.
Oh, good.
And so he said something about, God, how old is Robert Redford now? I'm like, he's dead.
Robert Redford's not dead.
That's what he said. He's like, he's not dead. I'm like, he is dead.
Paul Newman is dead.
Yeah. So he looked him up. He's like, he's not dead. He's 82.
That is older, but it's not.
I was like, oh, okay.
No,
I can't keep track because
I know. Robert Redford.
Clint Eastwood's still alive, for the love of God.
That man is crawling around on a rock. I don't know how he's still alive.
He just made a
He's like a little lizard, just living its little life on a sunning on a rock somewhere in Carmel or wherever he lives now.
No, he literally made a movie recently. I think he directed. I'm not sure he was in this one. Thank God.
He'd be like, this is my voice now because I'm so old.
It's so true. I hate that, but it's true.
I would rather have that than be dead.
Oh, God. Me too. No, I know, but
I think 82 is young to die in this day and age, frankly.
I think some people are they either play the old card really well, and there are a lot of people who do that.
Oh, for sure.
But there's just some people who just are older than other old people or people that they're their same age. Because sometimes when I'm talking to someone on the phone, it sounds like my grandmother.
Yeah.
And then I look at it and I'm like, you're younger than my husband. Why do you sound like you're 90?
I don't know.
Hello, I'm an elderly woman. And I'm like, you're 62.
That's not old anymore.
Right?
That's literally not old.
I'm like, God. I'm like, I don't know. Are you one of those ones that wants me to feel sorry for you? And so you're playing old? Or
I couldn't do it.
Do you really think you're ancient at 62?
I don't know. That's so silly. I've been giving Daryl so much shit. Not him personally, myself shit in front of Daryl. And he gets so uncomfortable because he doesn't like when I'm mean to myself.
Oh, well, sometimes you're being funny.
Thank you.
I'm not always,
I'm just kind of
disparaging
joking.
myself. Sometimes it's funny.
So we'll get into it in a minute, but I had taken Daryl, worst photographer on the planet, by the way, is Daryl. He's the worst.
I agree.
Thank you.
I've seen his photos.
They're horrible.
Well, it's like, first of all,
how can I make a bad angle so my wife looks like she's a beast? Oh, here we go. Let's do this. Click. Oh, honey, you look so good. I'm like, shut up.
That's the thing is like with him, and no matter what you look like or what angle, he only sees it one way.
It's not appropriate.
But you have to, right?
It's inappropriate.
You have to take that off when you're taking a photo. And be like, actually look at the technical side of it.
See what you're seeing? Do I really have a goiter on my neck? No. What is this? Jesus.
No, I have seen photos that Daryl showed me, and I'm
so
like,
bad.
Well, I mean, I told you when he was showing me Hawaii,
God.
And I'm like, don't show me anything inappropriate of my sister because I will gag. And he's like, I won't. I wouldn't do that.
And then you see it, and you're like,
and then the next picture he has is like a silhouette, and I'm like, Daryl. I said,
What did I just say to you?
Like, that's not. I'm like, okay, it is to me.
And my sister would kill you if she knew I saw it.
Seriously.
Oh God, he's the worst. Anyway, okay, really quick before we move on. So it looks like, and I don't know if you know these people, but I do. Shawn Mendes and Camila Cabello are back together, I believe.
They got back together at Coachella.
They did. There was some kissing and hugging, and now they're holding hands, and they're being
I can see how Coachella would make it happen for you.
A lot of shit goes down in Coachella, apparently. Sure. A lot of
there's a lot of drugs and drinking and music and long days and
sexy clothes and and everybody's attractive. I get it.
Yeah, it's all celebrities and rich people.
So I saw the photo, I went, ugh. I go, why? First of all, he is just adorable.
Isn't he, though?
Like, he's the cutest boy ever.
He is. He's darling.
And then I see Camila Cabello.
I know you hate her.
Well, I do. But I'm looking and I'm like, ugh. And I'm like, why? And I looked at the photo and Daryl was sitting with me and I go, why does he want her again? I go, wait. I know why. Because she's Latina.
Well,
she's hot. I mean,
she is hot.
And when she's caliente. When she's naked, I bet she looks hot.
Oh, I'm sure she does.
Amazing.
I'm sure she does. And
I'm like, I know what Latina love does to a man.
And they have history.
They do. But let's be honest. He said goodbye to her and he couldn't, like a moth to a flame. She's back. And she's like, I don't care what you bitches say. I know why we're back together.
She knows.
I know.
We've all had that relationship.
And it's not just the sex. It's everything.
I think it's everything.
If you understand how great it is to be with a Latina, you never let that go.
True. Except for like Selena Gomez and Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber's an asshole.
He is an asshole.
He's a dick.
But I think...
And she was way too good for him.
Agreed. But I think that he's one of those guys that when a relationship doesn't work out, he's one of those douchey guys who like has to talk shit about you.
I know.
And say mean things about you.
What could he have possibly said
Justin
about
Timberlake did the same fucking thing to Britney.
With Britney. Oh,
I hate shallow assholes like that.
You know what? It's so funny how Justin Timberlake's rep has changed so dramatically since then. He was the victim for so long because she cheated on him when they were like 17.
Not anymore.
And now suddenly he's this fucking dick. He's a dick. And it's like, he is a dick.
He's a dick. And let's not forget that it wasn't that long ago that he was semi-cheating on his wife.
Oh, you know he was.
He totally was.
And now, and you know, Jessica's got him by the balls. And I couldn't be happier.
They had another kid. She's like,
She's like, my mother's moving in and I'm having another child.
Yeah. Now what?
Your move. And he's like, okay.
Yeah, they probably don't have a prenup.
No, they do not. And he makes way more money than her.
Oh, hell yeah.
And he's no like, fool. My wife is lovely. She's beautiful and perfect. And she's the best mother. Mm-hmm. I'm sure she is.
They'll get divorced.
You think?
I do. They're never going to last forever.
What about Blake and Gwen? Okay, Stephanie.
Now that he left The Voice.
First of all, I watched that episode. Not the whole thing. I just couldn't take it. But
I did not.
I watched the last episode only to find that Kelly Clarkson is also leaving the show, which kind of bums me out, but whatever. So the new judges are going to be, now Blake is leaving because he said he wants to spend more time at home with the family, blah, blah, blah. New judges. Legend, Niall is coming back.
Yep.
Reba is replacing Blake.
I love that.
Which I am loving. And fucking Gwen Stefani.
I don't know if they just are, why? Are they doing that to feed the people who miss the old Blake and Gwen times?
Who missed that? No one missed that.
I don't know. Somebody.
Are we missing Gwen turning and staring at Blake like, should I press the button?
I know,
like,
right?
I'm so over it. I'm like, you know what? She's such a damn icon. Why is she like this as a girl, like as a wife? Like, what happened? She's a level 5 clinger, and I don't like it.
She was the same way with the original when she was with that guy, No Doubt. With
Tony.
It was the same.
It's like, you have everything you've always wanted. You're a wife, you're a mother, you're successful, you are an icon in the world of pop. What are you doing?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, be happy with Blake. Great. She's like, hi, Blake, I got your chair. It's at the house. And I'm like, what are we doing? What is happening?
Well, I mean, maybe some of it is the way the show's being directed.
Not only that, but if he wants to spend time at home with his family, why is she doing this? Like, what was the point
of her being on the show?
Yeah, like he's like, no, I'm leaving the show. I want to spend time with my family. Blah blah blah.
I mean, maybe,
and now Gwen's like, just kidding. I'm going to be gone.
I mean, I think we've all. I personally feel like Blake is pretty much what you see is what you get.
Yeah, he's going to do whatever he wants.
But I think Gwen is a chameleon.
I agree.
I think she morphs into whatever
the man,
and just like Kourtney Kardashian.
Yep,
and many other women that we know. I just can't think of any other examples now.
Gwen's like, oh, you like? I like country music too,
right? It's her trying to wear her cowboy hat and stop it.
Her stupid boots.
Just be who you are. Yeah. He loves you for who you are. He didn't fall in love with you because you were a country girl,
or maybe he fell in love with who she said she was because she morphed enough for him to.
Maybe
I don't know.
I don't know either.
People, I just found it.
I think she's insecure, and I don't know why.
That is insane.
It's hard for us to imagine.
If I saw Gwen Stefani walk into this room, I would be like, goddess.
She's so gorgeous.
I'd be like, what are you doing? Yeah. I would be like, what are you doing?
She's one of those people that even when she has no makeup on, she's like stunningly beautiful.
And I don't give a crap how she got it, by the way.
I don't either. I don't think she's that fake. I think she's had a little work.
She's got a lot of Botoxy fillery shit, but who cares? She's 55.
And she looks so good.
She's so attractive.
She is.
She's so attractive. And she's brilliant. I mean,
she's brilliant, yeah.
She knows what she's doing. So this part of it bugs me.
It does. There's always got to be something with someone that you think you like.
It's like almost like I want it to be an act, but I don't know.
It's not.
Anyway, I think they're going to stay together, but I think he's going to write a shit ton of music. I think he's going to go on tour, and only occasionally will she show up going, hi, everyone.
I don't know. I mean, there's some, I think they have a better chance than some other relationships out there, only because I feel
older.
Like and anybody who's had a semi-successful marriage before for whatever reason, and she was married to what's his name for like 12 years.
Gavin. Mm-hmm.
That's a long time in that lifestyle.
They have 3 children.
Yes.
That's a lot.
So I mean, if she can do it with him for 12 years, and now this is the second go around for both of them, I think they have a good shot at a long run.
Well, we'll have to see. Mm-hmm. Okay, and then finally, I couldn't believe that I'm just now reading about this. This was a couple days ago. I read that Christine Brown was in Sacramento in April.
Oh, I had no idea.
She officiated a gay wedding.
Okay.
To 2 Sacramento locals who literally just said, let's reach out to her and see. We're obsessed with sister wives. She's our favorite wife. So let's just see if she says yes, if she wants to officiate our wedding. Because we know she's LGBTQ friendly.
Yeah.
She supports the
Utah's
community.
Not that far away.
And so they slipped into her DMs and she said, immediately yes.
She's not that famous, people.
She came to Sacramento, officiated the wedding, did the whole photo shoot, and then they released everything like a week ago that she was here. And I'm like, I wish I had known she was here. I would have accidentally happened upon. I immediately.
They just filmed a major movie in Sacramento. I can't remember what it's called, but you didn't see that? They just wrapped it.
Oh, I did, and I can't. I don't know the name.
Bunch of famous people in it.
Yes,
definitely A-list celebs.
Yes, I do. I don't think there's a name of it. I don't think there's a name for it. Is there?
Yes, but I can't remember what it is.
But I did. There was like a bar and some other things that were
filmed most of the movie in Sacramento.
Yes.
So
some of the iconic bars in downtown or locations like the Golden.
I saw the I Street Bridge and Bridge. All that stuff. So all of our
so there's some iconic things that we'll notice.
Old Sacramento is right. It is beautiful. It is riverfront.
You can do all kinds of stuff out there.
I mean, I've been there so many damn times in my life that I don't goo gaga over it anymore. But
no, we don't think about it. But
right. But
anyway, So that's the celeb news of the week. But anyway, with that being said, Memorial Day has come and gone, and every year, Daryl and I go to Napa for BottleRock. Mm-hmm. It's the festival. It's a 3-day festival. This was year 10. We have been to every single one.
This was a big, they had some good headliners this year.
They did have some good headliners. Friday was Post Malone, which is what I wanted to see.
Yeah.
Saturday was Lizzo, which is a humongous get.
Yeah.
Right now. She's so hot.
Yep.
And then Sunday was Red Hot Chili Peppers, which we also
And I thought Guns N' Roses was there.
No GNR.
They didn't?
No, I think they were there last year.
Okay.
So, and then of course there's like a smattering
of other
like
bands.
Sheryl Crow.
Yeah.
Like there was some
Sheryl Crow.
and she was so good, by the way.
I saw her at Memorial Auditorium about 20 years ago, and she was fantastic.
She's still fantastic. She's great.
She's a great entertainer.
She is. That's
like, even if you don't love her music, if you see her play, she's great.
Yes.
She's really fun to watch.
So the problem with BottleRock is Napa is actually quite small, and so they are constantly trying to find parking, transportation to and from, because it's at the Napa Valley Fairgrounds, which is very small, and it's in a residential area.
People get pissy really easy there too.
Well, the neighbors, the locals have figured it out. First of all, if you're not working it, because one of the agreements was you can have the festival here, but you have to literally have only locals working it, only local brands.
Oh, brilliant.
Period. Because if you're going to be here, you're not taking the money out.
Right.
It's staying. And so they were like, yeah, no problem. So when you go there, everybody's local.
That's
all the
great.
Volunteers, the workers, everybody. It's amazing. And they offer discounts to locals to come to the festival with their kids and stuff like that. Anyway, the West End is on the other side. It's like literally a 5-minute walk to the place. And so good luck trying to get a room, first of all. So what we do is we like to go on Friday. So we book a room for Thursday night. We check in, we valet our car, we valet our luggage, and we walk to the festival, and then we come back at night, pill everything out.
Right.
And Daryl travels so much, we use points.
Right.
So we don't even pay for the room.
That's great.
And they upgraded us to a suite this year.
Perfect.
And I'm like, God, I wish we could stay, because it's so nice. We get a kitchen, a full fridge,
we can everything. Easily make a weekend out of this.
Oh my God. So I told Daryl, I said,
but it probably wasn't available, right?
Oh no, Daryl asked, he's like, hey, do you guys have any rooms? She's like, we need you to check out at 11 sharp, please. We have people waiting to get into the room.
Yeah, they're probably in the lobby right
now. They
are
literally waiting for the room. We're like, okay, sorry. So anyway.
Don't you know who we are?
No, it was nothing like that. We were just, Daryl just wanted to
I get like that.
He wanted a late checkout because, so Thursday.
We always want a late checkout.
Always. We couldn't get it. Thursday, we didn't leave till late. So I'm like, I'm going to get a quick workout in because, we're going to be drinking and eating a lot. And I just want to kind of get one last workout in.
Get some carbs out of me.
So I worked out, got ready, and I'm like, something, my butt feels weird, but whatever. So we get to the hotel, and I'm like, I think my butt hurts. And he goes, what do you mean? I go, like above my butt cheek on the left side.
Like a muscle.
I think I just tweaked a muscle when I was working it because I worked out really hard. And he goes, well, maybe you'll just walk it out. And I'm like, yeah, I'll just take some Advil or whatever. So I did. Dude, I think it was a sciatica. We think it was sciatica. I could barely walk.
Oh, lovely.
And I said, I am not going to. And so he's like, I'm trying to get a late check. I couldn't even walk around to get ready. I was trying really hard. And I'm like, I need Advil. So I was taking drugs, trying to lessen the pain. So we check out. I'm in pain. And I'm like, it doesn't matter. We're going to BottleRock because I want to see Post Malone. So we go to Oxbow. I said, you know what? I need cocktails. I need to like relax my muscles. I need to do something to kind of relax everything.
Otherwise, I'm just going to be angry the whole time because I'm in pain.
And I look pensive and I'm pale now, you know. So I start downing mimosas and I'm starting to finally feel like normal. And I'm like, okay, finally I can get through this. So we get to BottleRock. Now, Daryl had decided to splurge for VIP on Friday only. And we're sitting there. He goes, I'm really nervous. I go, why? He goes, I think you're going to like VIP so much, we're never going to be able to do anything else. And I go, oh, I don't know. I mean, we're just trying to see because we didn't pay for the hotel.
Jimmy, I've told you this. It happens all the time. The first time you say it, the 4 seasons, you're like, I'm ruined.
I'm never.
How can I ever go?
You can't go back.
I can't.
You can't go back. So
everything else is like, this is like Motel 6.
So they're like VIP.
Smells in here.
Yeah, VIP line only. There's like 5 people in line. So we're like, oh my God. And there's hundreds of people.
And they're all looking at you like,
GA. Exactly.
Oh, I wish we could VIP.
So we walk and we're waiting and there's kind of a hold up the guy. So we go to this other lane and this guy has because you have to only have clear bags now. You can't bring in anything else. So he has a clear bag only with an empty plastic water bottle in it because he wants to refill. Okay. Because you can bring flasks in to refill. They have water stations.
Right.
So she goes, I'm sorry, sir, but you can't bring in the plastic. We're doing super sustainability. You have to bring a flask, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And he goes, do you really think that this is sustainable by me throwing away a plastic bottle when I literally am trying to be a better person and bringing this plastic bottle? He goes, you know what I would do if I was going to be greener? And I'm standing there waiting for her to check. And this is a poor security, like she's just checking bags at the metal detector. And I said, hey, she doesn't care. Get a move on.
Throw it away.
And he goes,
Buster.
And so he walks away and he turns around and he goes, shut up. Like that, like a bitch, right?
I don't know if I would have laughed.
I did. I'm like, you asshole. And he goes, wow. Like, he was flabbergasted that someone would dare call him an asshole. What? And he was super preppy, by the way. Like he had like a button up Tommy Bahama.
Nerd.
And his little his little Sperry topsiders.
Oh God!
And so the woman, she goes, "I'm really sorry you had to see that." I'm like, "Do not apologize to me." I go, "That guy is an asshole." Yeah. So then he
couldn't let it go.
Oh no! So he was such a fool. He's waiting for me, and I'm like,
"For God's sake!"
Oh, please. First of all, I'm almost taller than him. Let's just put that out there. So I am internally laughing. Because this guy has no idea how much rage I have or what I'm capable of.
And my butt hurts and I've been having mimosas.
Exactly.
I am ready.
And so I see him and I go, oh, he's waiting.
And of course, me in my mind, I'm like, does he have a gun? No, he doesn't. We all had plastic bags, clear bags. We know.
He has a clear fanny pack wrapped around his waist. That's all he has. So his friend, and he's not gay, his guy friend. Okay. Well, because I initially thought maybe he was, but he wasn't. Anyway, so his friends are like, "What's going on, man?" I'm like, "Wait." He's waiting. He's like, "Where are you? What are you doing?"
I'm waiting for this girl who called me an asshole.
No, because he was standing there lecturing this poor $15 an hour woman in an orange jacket how he would make BottleRock more green.
Shut the hell up.
Thank you. And so he's waiting, and I go, "Oh, he's waiting." And so Daryl's like, "Oh, because
damn it."
He's like, "We just got here."
Yeah. Are we going to get kicked out before we even make it to our seats?
So in my mind, I'm like, okay, I really want to experience VIP. This asshole is in VIP.
Yeah.
So it's like, we don't know how many people. We don't know if we're going to run into him. So
we're going to be sitting next to him.
I'm obviously not going to get violent with a man. None of that shit's going down.
No.
So I just keep walking and I ignore him. I act like I don't see him. And he's all, "Have a nice day."
Oh, God.
And then of course, Daryl being who Daryl is, he goes, "You too." And I'm like, "Oh boy, let's fight with feathers next, shall we?" God. Like, Jesus.
Let's take off our Izods and throw them on the ground.
I was like, you know what? I can't. I mean, is this how gentlemen fight?
You're like, look, I started this shit, okay?
I know he started it.
No, he started it, but I mean,
I know
99% of the people would have just stood there and let him do what he was doing to her. Because they're like, I'm not getting involved. I'm not going to say anything.
If you see something, you say something.
I do. Me personally.
Too.
But
you know why? Because I feel sorry for this woman. I'm like, why?
She does not need to be berated.
And while she's... 11 o'clock in the morning
I'm saying.
on a Friday.
Yeah.
She's got a whole weekend to go. And this dick.
And why? You know, God, I don't understand how people don't see themselves.
Like, you are not that important.
You're not that important. And why do you feel that it's okay to be this way to some human being who's literally doing like the most thankless job on the planet?
Literally the most thankless, because you know how many people get mad at her all day?
Yeah.
I was like, and that's why he was an asshole. That's why
he was an asshole.
I don't care if he told me to shut up. It made me laugh.
Shut up.
And the way he's like, shut up. And I'm like, I literally started. I laughed about it all day.
I would have been like, you're dumb and ugly.
Hey, dumb idiot. You're a rock. You know what I mean? Stupid.
Nobody else knows that for us calling someone a rock.
Oh my God.
Because we weren't allowed to say anything growing up.
You rock.
We literally couldn't call each other names.
Oh my God.
Anything. So we resorted to inanimate objects.
God. Anyway, so that whole thing ended and we walked and we go to VIP and it is like,
You're like, I have arrived.
I'm like, my people. These are my people. It was so good. There are couches, shaded chairs and tables.
Though?
Everything was cleaned constantly. They had people walking around constantly cleaning. We had our own bar. We didn't have to go to like
nice bathrooms, I assume.
Bathrooms that you could flush and that had like wood.
They were like toilets.
They were like actual bathrooms.
Yeah, when we do the VIP,
they were not porta potties.
Yeah, when we do the VIP experience at the air show here in town, they have those bathrooms.
Yeah, it's great.
I'm like, I would pay $600 a person for the bathrooms alone.
That's what I said. Because like when we were walking in, Daryl goes, I really have to go to the bathroom. I'm like, God, really? Can we just get to VIP? So he goes, no. So we walk by the large area of porta potties, and I go, fine. So we go in. There's no one in there. I go, well, this will be the last time it's like this. So let's just pee really quick, and then we'll get to VIP. None of them flushed. Oh. They were already broken.
God.
And they'd been open an hour.
Right.
And I'm like, well, this is disgusting. He goes, I have to go to the bathroom. I'm like, Daryl, I hear you. What do we want to sprint? Like, what are we doing? So
sprint ahead and I will be back here walking.
Like
find me.
Like I understand the intensity in which you need to go to a bathroom. Been there. I get it.
Yeah.
I don't know how men can poop in those things. How do men?
I was thinking pee. I've had to pee so bad that I wanted to cry.
First of all, I don't defecate in public, anything.
It has to be.
Well, no, you and I have talked about how that can happen. I get it. But generally speaking,
no, it has to be an illness.
A man eats a meal and goes, you know what? I got to go to the bathroom. I'm
Not
like,
me.
We're at BottleRock.
I know. Never.
And he's like, well, I'm sorry, but I need to go immediately. I'm like, okay, God,
this is my husband. And then
fecal emergency.
And then you look at him different. You're like,
how do you do that?
I don't know.
How do people poop in those things?
And I hate it because
I just get constipated for 4 days.
Daryl does not seem the type, well, you can correct me if I'm wrong, to care much. If he
doesn't care. He'll poop anywhere.
And he doesn't care that that's going to happen.
No, because it's like, it's imperative.
Right.
Like we're going.
I've seen Jerry be imperative like that before. But unfortunately for him,
he's very private.
So having to tell me because he has no choice.
He'd rather
because we're in public and he's like, I have to tell her.
I'd rather
she's not going to get it.
Just slice my ear off.
She's just going to think I have to pee or something, and that's not happening. Like,
no, it's real.
It's real, and so she has to know. And so him confessing it to me is mortifying.
Yes, he's like, I hate to tell you this, and you're like, what?
He
you're
does.
Like, I have to go to the bathroom.
He does. It's so I thought it's exactly like that.
I thought it was serious, like our car was being repossessed. No. Jesus, God,
just like that.
So dumb.
And then I feel bad because I'm like,
I know. You would think by now you would know the cue.
I have emasculated him to the point to where he can't even have a bodily function without being humiliated.
Well, that's on him. That's not you. That's not you.
No, it is. He's always been that way. He's always been that way.
Anyway, so we go to the bathroom, we get into VIP, and we realize what's really cool is like we have our own everything, right?
Yeah,
we have our own merch. We have our own little area where the bands come off stage and then they come do an acoustic set.
Sweet.
Awesome. And then even some of the food vendors are not out in the normal area. They are only in VIP.
Oh, perfect.
So like the restaurant Press, the one where they just got the Michelin star.
Yes.
They're only in VIP.
Oh, great.
Goose and Gander. Like all these really cool, yummy places. And so Daryl was like, oh my God, la, la, la. I'm like, yeah. Excuse me. So everything's incredibly expensive.
I bet.
Incredibly expensive. But
like how much was the corn dog? What's the caviar corn dog?
I think the caviar corn dog was like $25.
Ooh.
But I have a picture. I will show you, and I can upload it to Ugly
do
Truth.
it.
So much caviar.
Jamie and I were
so much caviar.
We're texting.
I'll show it to you now.
Yeah, we were texting before the show, and we were talking about your VIP experience very, very briefly. We didn't talk about it in detail.
No.
Because we knew we were going to talk about it on the show. But we were making jokes about, oh my gosh, we've arrived. And
that's like a good 15 ounces of caviar.
Yeah. Oh, it's a lot.
Yeah.
I would
anyway,
devour that.
This corn dog is a lobster. It's
lobster filled corn dog with caviar on the outside.
Lobster roll corn dog with at least 15 ounces of caviar on top. And then, I don't know, I think some kind of hollandaise or aioli or whatever on top.
Yeah.
I took a bite and I went, I don't even.
Did you just get one?
Yes.
Did you have to share it with Daryl?
I did.
Yeah, that's okay.
But I took bites off one half and then I pushed it to the end and let him take bites off
the other half. No, it's fine. Not that we were sharing spit, you guys, but just that I this is mine. No, I'm not giving you any.
No, we bought like 4 things and we shared everything.
Perfect.
And then we did do one thing, and I'm so embarrassed because it was so expensive that I told Daryl, I said, I don't want anyone to know that we did this. And he goes, why? I go, because it's embarrassing. Because no one should ever do this.
It's so indulgent.
He goes, well, we're being bougie today. We just had fucking caviar and lobster on a stick. And I was like, all right. I go, but I don't, let's just never do it again. He goes, okay, what? So they had library wines that you could buy a glass of a library wine, which is expensive wine. And
you normally wouldn't be able to buy a glass of it, right?
Ever. And it was some of the more expensive wineries where it's like the bottles are $300 to $500
like private,
bottle,
yeah,
private estate, whatever,
private reserves,
super bougie,
whatever they call, yeah.
So they had Joseph Phelps, which is a incredibly expensive, delicious cab, and we just don't have any. You have to be a member. We've never gone.
You've never gotten a bottle.
No, and
haven't brought yourself to the point where like, okay, are we really going to spend $600 on this wine?
Exactly, and it's just something that we've always wanted to do, but we just have never done it because we're like, that's pretty pricey.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they had it for $72 a glass.
I would have totally done it.
We did it.
Absolutely.
We did it. And I'm like, this is embarrassingly expensive to me. And the girl was like, I know how much you're paying, so I'm giving you a nice pour.
Yeah, you will.
And we're like, thank you. Because they have to regulate,
Well, of course.
They're like, I just know that if I was spending this much money, I would want a good pour, la la la. And so when she poured, I'm like, one of them isn't as full as the other one.
And I'll get the full one, Daryl.
I took the full one of me. He grabbed one and I go, no, I'll take that one. It was a good drink more. Like a good sip more.
Did he notice?
I don't care.
Well, I mean, no. Did he notice? Was he purposely trying to take the full one thinking you wouldn't notice?
Maybe.
Because
I notice everything though. So
I do too.
Yeah.
But Jerry doesn't. But so that's why I always take the full of whatever it is. Because I know he won't notice.
Ladies and children
But
first.
Daryl's a little bit sharper in certain things.
You know what? I think he just chooses his battles. And there are so many things that I don't like that he can have all of. That it's not that big of a deal.
Right.
So we had our bougie meal and then...
So was the wine worth it?
Oh my God.
Was it worth $140?
Yes.
It was worth every penny.
I took a drink and I said... I only want to drink wine like this for the rest of my life. And he goes, Jamie. And I go, why are we drinking swill when we can have this all the times? And he's like, because we can't afford it. And I'm like, you're right. But it was so good.
Well, I think that's great that they did that.
It was really
because that
fun.
Doesn't usually happen. You can usually you have to buy the whole bottle. It doesn't matter where you are.
Absolutely.
They never open a bottle of wine and let you drink a glass.
It was so good. Like they had Dom Perignon and stuff. That kind of stuff. It's not that good.
I've had Dom Perignon more than once. It's like meh.
It's okay.
I have had less expensive wine that tasted better.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we did our little bougie meal. And now my ass is killing me. We get our merch. We do everything, and now we're all set for the day. All we're now doing is waiting for Post Malone at this point. And so we've wandered around. We've seen everything. So we're right behind the Williams-Sonoma kitchen, where the culinary stage, where stars come out, right? Yeah. So we can't see the stage from where we're sitting, but we can see that the crowd is getting really big, and we can see, someone must be coming out. And wouldn't you know, it's Giada. It's freaking Giada.
Horse mouth.
Yes. I hate her. And I'm like, that's the star. Oh, I mean, fine, but she was supposed to be with Young Gravy, who is this guy who's known. I don't know if you know who Young Gravy is.
I've heard his name, but I do not know his music.
I like him, and he's all about the MILFs. He loves hot older women.
Well, there you
That's
go.
like
She's
his
perfect
thing.
for him.
And they were going to do a demo together. Well, and I've seen the video, he tripped and fell and broke his elbow and his wrist.
Oh, no.
And so he had to pull out of the show. He had to pull out of BottleRock completely. And I was kind of bummed because I really wanted to see Young Gravy. And I'm like, oh, well. And so this other guy, and I can't remember his name now, this big rapper guy showed up. And so it was him and Giada instead.
Oh, fun.
I'm like, this is not what she signed up for, but this is who she has now. They had fun, I'm sure.
I'm sure.
Giada looks exactly the same. Like she's tiny. A very large mouth.
She's like 95 pounds wet.
She was a good sport. You know, everything went
well. She's
great.
A seasoned, polished professional. She knows what she's doing.
And you know,
she's not going to fuck it up. You know,
and I didn't watch it. I could care less.
I could so care less.
I mean, I didn't.
And not only that, but I just have a hard time with her, especially in a scenario like that, because she's. I know she's a chef. But she's really not a working chef.
She's not. She's more of a personality.
And she hasn't been for a long time.
It was funny because
I don't care what she makes.
I know. Daryl goes, do you think that she and Bobby Flay fucked? I'm like, immediately, yes. Absolutely they did. And he started laughing. He goes, really? I go, of course. I go, you could tell when they did that Italian show where they went to Italy. And he was so irritated with her the whole time. And he actively couldn't help himself.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, I'm trying really hard, but I'm so annoyed by you. I just can't even.
I think they did, but I don't think it was something that lasted long.
It was a super long time ago, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And they decided, like, let's just be professional and friends.
Yeah, and because they did have a falling out for a period of time.
Yes, they did.
Because he obviously did something that pissed her off after they had sex. And shocking, you know, Bobby Flay is a douchebag, but when it comes to women, at least.
Yes.
And so,
although he's with his girlfriend now for a really long time,
he has had many of those.
You're right.
So,
you know who he loves the most? His
Stephanie
daughter.
March.
No, his daughter.
God, she's so cute. I love her.
He's absolutely obsessed with his daughter. That's who he loves. He doesn't need any other women in his life.
He really doesn't. And he's so damn rich.
And she's so sweet.
She's the cutest.
And she's a beautiful girl.
She's beautiful. And I love the way he has really tried to help her blossom as a professional.
Yeah, because she's in that world.
Totally. But he doesn't hold her hand. Nope. He lets her do it on her own so that she's not, oh, you're Bobby Flay's daughter.
No,
you know.
She doesn't even go by the last name Flay.
She doesn't.
No.
And she looks like her mother.
She
but
does.
anyway, so I digress. But yeah, so I think they had a thing. I think they had a falling out. And then they realized, look, we are getting too old to burn bridges on Food Network.
No shit.
And all the stuff that everybody loves to see is me and you fucking together. So let's figure it out.
Yes.
And we'll make a ton of money and we'll be fine. And then,
although they haven't done anything since the Italian show.
No, but I mean, that was kind of recent.
At least 4 years.
It's been a couple years.
It was good. I enjoyed it, actually.
I actually liked it too.
And he loved it. And that's when he opened his restaurant.
Well, he swears he's moving there.
His
goal is to live there.
That's what he said. And he opened his Tuscan restaurant a year later.
Yeah.
He's like, I was so inspired. I loved everything about it.
I believe he's going to live there.
And I believe him.
Absolutely.
I think he's Italian, right?
I don't. God, he's got red hair.
I don't know. What do I know? Anyway,
he loves it. He certainly loves the life.
VIP experience was amazing. Then
you did see my boyfriend who's now married.
Saw the Vitaggio brothers. They have gotten so thin.
His brother's not thin.
No, his brother's beefy.
Brian's always been beefy.
But Vitaggio is thinner.
Michael.
Mike is way thinner. And I was really surprised. I'm like, what's going on with you two?
Because if there's someone if there's they could have been identical twins, and I will always pick the one that's kind of fucked up that I'm attracted to.
The all tatted up, skinny.
Always.
Needs a shower.
Has addiction problems. You know, has been in and out of rehab. Used to be homeless, and now he's famous and rich. Yeah, that's the one I want.
You're like, oh, you're for me.
Perfect. Yeah. I don't want the square one who's always been good his whole life and
who
never had a problem,
parents.
doesn't have a rap sheet. No.
He's like, and he's a very standard, stable dude. You're like, bored, boring.
I hate it. I'm like, God. So yeah, I was really disappointed the first time you told me you saw Michael Vitaggio, and you're like, he's very thin.
He's very thin. I thought it was the drummer at first. I can't remember his name.
Oh,
the one married
Travis.
I thought it was Travis Barker, and I'm like, hey, where's Courtney? And I'm like, oh no, that's not Travis Barker.
Well, and Travis Barker is a vegan. Mm-hmm. So I always associated that his weight, the way he looks, is because of his eating lifestyle.
Well, Lizzo's vegan too, so you know.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know
Just
that.
saying.
I don't know if Michael Voltaggio is vegan. I don't think he is. So I'm not really sure.
Wait. Maybe somebody said something about vegan when they were cooking.
He could be, yeah.
Somebody was giving crap, and he's like, "No, man, he's vegan. Good luck with that dish." Because they were competing against each other, the brothers.
Oh, people love that.
So Warren G, who is a really famous rapper, he was there, and I will tell you about that also in a minute. So he was on stage. So the Voltaggio brothers had 20 minutes to cook as many dishes as they could.
Oh.
And whoever cooked the most wins, right? Mm-hmm. Well, Michael Voltaggio, that's the skinny one, right?
Yeah.
He was just winging it. The other brother was like, okay, so we're using caviar, la la la, and he's talking about it, and his brother was like, hey, wait, you've planned all this? He goes, anyway, so he's completely ignoring his brother. He's like, I'm going to fucking beat you.
Yeah.
And Michael's like,
because Michael beats him on everything.
Michael's like, fine. So he starts getting high and he starts drinking, and he's like, well, if you're gonna win, I'm just gonna fuck around. Oh. And so that's basically what happened. Is he just absolutely didn't even try. I mean, I'm sure they,
maybe it was a shtick.
I don't know.
Is it pretty real?
Maybe.
Yeah.
But Michael won. I mean, not Michael.
I'm like, what?
The other one.
Brian
won. Why can't I remember the boring guy's name?
I'll remember for you.
Boring Brian. Anyway, so Boring Brian won.
Brian. He's not boring, though.
No. He's okay. He's got a normal haircut. And if he has tattoos, they're average.
He does have tattoos. Brian is the perfect kind of mix because he has been married to the same lady for a really long time. They have gorgeous children. Of
course.
He owns very exclusive, expensive restaurants on the East Coast, like in Maine and stuff. Oh my God, I would love to.
Yeah.
And he's always, chasing around his brother, who's the wild child, and probably lives on cocaine and caffeine.
Yeah. So we wandered around. We had drinks and snacks and all the things, and then Post Malone came out.
Yay!
And he is such a cutie pie.
I know, right?
I adore him.
Chef's kiss.
He is so cute, and he came out, and every time he says, "Thank you very fucking much, ladies and gentlemen."
Oh, he can't say it any other way.
That's all he says when he's done with a song or whatever. He's saying all his hits. It was amazing. And so we finally we got to cut out of here because, it gets
crazy.
Insane.
Yeah.
And we're driving home tonight. Yeah. So let's just go. So we're walking out, and then he starts singing my favorite song right when we're heading to the exit. Aww. So we stopped for a minute to listen to Circles, which I love. Uh-huh. We're all, seasons change, and so we're singing that, and then finally, okay, let's go. So we leave. We get home at midnight. Mm-hmm. Wake up the next morning, and I feel like I've been hit by a truck. My ass hurts. Right. I'm sore from all the walking. We did almost 6 miles of walking.
Yeah.
And I was
You didn't need to work out, by the way.
I know.
So you hurt your ass for nothing.
And then and I was wearing my Converse all day, and I got the biggest blister on my pinky toe. So I had to fix it because I'm like, we have to go back on Sunday.
Yes. And I can't be limping.
Right. So Saturday, I was so glad that you couldn't record.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I can't do it. I'm so exhausted.
I was exhausted
so
too,
then
but not for the same reason.
Sunday, we wake up Sunday, and we go back, and this time we only have GA. And I'm like,
boo.
And I'm like, this is dumb. I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
But we were meeting our friends, Josh and
That
Alicia.
probably made it better.
It made everything. It was a completely different experience. They had never been.
Oh, fun.
They hadn't even been away from their children ever.
That would be me.
Ever.
My son is going to be 11.
Yeah. So they were like, this is our first time alone since we started having kids. So, and their oldest is 9.
Yeah.
So it was weird. They're like, this is so weird. We feel so like newborns,
Yeah, right.
And you could tell they were just like, well, here we are.
We're awkward.
Yeah. They were just like, hi.
They were in the right company then.
Right. So we hung out with them. Everything was great. We went all over the place, had a great time. And then they came specifically to we get to see Red Hot Chili Peppers.
They rock.
Okay, here's the thing. I think they're an amazing band. I love a lot of their songs, especially some of their deep cuts that they don't play on the radio very much.
Absolutely.
No interest. I have no interest in seeing them, but I'm like, but they did, and so let's see it. And I'm down for the cause. I've never seen them live, so let's go for it.
I pretty much can see anybody live unless they suck. I mean,
so we're waiting for it to start, and it was super. It was fun, and so there were people in front of us, and what I love about Josh and Alicia, which I did not realize until we hung out with them long enough, is they are people watchers.
Oh.
And they appreciate and love my backstories about people. It was so entertaining. And they make up like names for people and stuff. And Alicia is so good. She's so good at it too.
It's like my other bestie. She has a name for everyone.
It was so good. So we're standing there and I'm watching this couple, and I hate douchebag guys so much because I remember being in my 20s going, God, you're all alike. So there's this guy and this girl, and the girl she's so cute. She's wearing a black maxi skirt, black leather jacket. She's got cute nails. She's got a little phone. Her hair's long. She's really pretty to me. And then the guy she's hanging all over is wearing a Stussy shirt, which apparently those are coming back in style. Okay. Did you know that?
No.
His neck isn't...
That depends on how old you are.
His neck isn't cleaned up, so there's hair kind of biologing down the back. He doesn't know how to clean up his... he needs a haircut desperately. And he's just not that cute to me. And I'm like... So Alicia goes, what are you looking at? I'm like, I'm looking at this couple, and I'm looking at this girl who's completely obsessed with this guy, and she's so much better than him, and he's a douche. I can already tell. He's just loving that she's fawning all over him.
Plus, he's probably looking at every other chick in the planet when he goes to the bathroom, even though he's got this. He's that one.
Yeah, and I'm like, I can just see it, and I'm like, and she goes, oh, she's drunk, and I go, is she? And I look, I go, oh, she is drunk. Her eyes are all wobbly. I can see it. But she's cute. And Daryl goes, no, she's not. I go, you have children that age. You don't look at them like that, like we do. He can't look at girls anymore like that. It's so, that's good. Nice, but so we're watching this. I'm making up this entire backstory. And then their friends show up. So there's like a gaggle of them. And she's like, God, you're right. She's a clinger. And I'm like, I know, drunk or not. She's just will not let this guy go. And then his phone starts going off. And so he's like turning and looking at his phone while she's like, oh, and kissing him on his dirty, hairy neck. Ew. And I'm like, oh God, so we've got this whole thing. And she goes, oh, and there's the gay friend. And then this guy, and then one of us goes, oh, he's gay too. And I go, he is not gay.
The boyfriend?
The red shirt, the Stussy guy is not gay. No. He's just distracted by whatever whore he's talking to on his phone because she's so drunk she can't tell that he's like, not paying attention. She's so drunk, Yeah. Totally. We've created this whole world.
And it's probably true.
That's what I said. Daryl's like, you and your backstory. I go, you know what? If I went over there, I'll bet you anything.
80% of what we made up is true.
So this is all going down. Some bougie bitch had this like $30 bowl of paella, and she got up and she left it. She never even ate it. Okay. It was full intact with the little sauce on it and everything. Oh. And it's sitting on the ground in front of us. And the four of us are like, someone's going to step in that because it's getting crowded.
Yeah, why would she leave it there?
Because she was a skinny LA doesn't eat anything bitch.
Yeah, but you could have thrown it in the garbage or put it on a table or something.
Thank you.
Even have some manners, for God's sake.
Listen, there were so many LA people there that were so disgustingly rude. It's just beyond. I'm like, you don't belong here. Like, you do not belong here.
No.
If you're going to be up here, be chill like the rest of us. Yeah, Stop it. Anyway, so for the rest of the evening, we were placing bets on was it going to be a guy or a girl that was going to step in it, all the things. It became the highlight of our evening.
Did anybody step in it?
Finally. It took, the show had started, the Red Hot Chili Peppers came out. It took like 45, 50 minutes. There was a baby there in a stroller. We thought Daryl's like, the baby's going to do it. And I'm like, it's going to be a guy.
Who brings a baby to BottleRock?
There were so many babies.
Oh, God.
But because it's so chill.
Okay, I know.
But I mean, I'm with you. I would have never brought this baby. It had little headphones.
We talked about bringing our children to places and then being like, this was so dumb. What am I doing?
This little baby had headphones that matched its onesie, and it was the cutest baby on the planet, by the way.
I'm sure it was.
In my mind, I'm like, God, I would never do it. That baby's like 6 months old. It was so little. Oh, but it wasn't it was not, to me, it wasn't. But they're like, we will not have our lives upended by our child. They will just have life experiences.
We've done that too.
Oh, yeah.
And regretted it. So have fun with that.
I hope they did. And they never fucking left. They stayed for the whole goddamn show. Anyway, so these guys came in front of us and they were standing in front of us and they saw the paella and they saw us laughing about the paella. And so every once in a while someone would walk by and they would literally miss it by like a centimeter. We're like,
oh my God.
The guy turns around and he goes, by that much. Now they're in on it. Now there's like 10 of us in on it.
No one's going to move it.
And no one's moving. And so Alicia feels bad. And so of course, She covers it with the lid it came with.
Okay.
Because she doesn't want someone to ruin their evening by stepping in the ricey paella. And I'm like, Alicia, I knew you would do it. You're a nurse. I knew you would be the one.
You just have to
be responsible. Because I almost did it. And I'm like, no, because Josh goes, don't do it. It's by someone's foot and she's wearing a sandal. And I'm like, you're right. I can't go near someone else's open toes.
That would have been enough for me.
That's why I didn't do it. I can't. I'm like, and it's literally like, she's like perpendicular with it. And I'm like, no. So anyway, oh my God, we're waiting all night. Red Hot Chili Peppers come out. They've decided that they're not going to do all their hits. They did like 3 fucking hits, Stephanie.
And then everything else was off their new album.
Yes.
No.
And instrumentals.
Oh, lovely.
Anthony Kiedis came out. He sings 1 or 2 songs and then he exits the stage. And Flea does like a 5 to 10 minute solo.
Oh, God.
And this happened for 45 minutes. And I turned to Alicia. I go, this is so dumb. I go, you're at a festival. You play the hits. That's what you do.
Right. That's what we all want to hear.
And so she goes, well, they're older, Jamie. And I'm like, what does that have to do with anything? Nothing. I don't give a shit.
Except for maybe they don't have the energy. I don't know what she was saying, but
I'm like, she was trying to be nice. And I'm like, look, they're playing. Right. First of all, amazing. They play amazingly. Yeah. And she goes,
they're a well-oiled machine. They've been doing it for 40 years.
She goes, there are people here who are having the time of their lives. And I'm like, I will not let you make me feel bad about my complaint. I'm like, yeah, they're probably on acid. She goes, you know what? You're probably right. And I'm like, yes.
Or shrooms.
I'm like, this is so uncool. I go, they literally are acting like the audience isn't there. They don't talk to the audience. They're not saying. Flea said one thing. He's like, oh, I love it in Northern California. I played at Calistoga Junior High this morning and it's so great. Okay. And so I'm like, I'm annoyed. Now
I would have been too.
It doesn't even matter, but you know how many people paid to see these fools?
Yes.
They say none of the hits.
That's the thing about these bands though. They have done it so many times that they can't sing Give It Away Now one more time.
Fine. Then
don't do it.
Then don't accept the gig.
Don't take my money. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, don't accept the gig.
If you can't do it, then you're just done. Yeah. Then don't. I mean, because even Pat Benatar said that when we saw her like the 3rd time. She's like, I can't sing We Belong one more time. We belong to the light.
I hate that song.
Or hit me with your best shot. I'm like, okay, if you have a big enough, what do they call it?
Catalog,
then you shouldn't have to sing the same 5 songs. We would all be fine.
Yeah, because there are other hits.
Thank you.
Sure. So anyway, amongst this debate that Alicia and I are having, and it's not negative at all. She's like, oh, I don't know, maybe she's just trying to defend them.
I get it.
And I'm like, well, you can defend them all you want, but I think they're being assholes by not even talking, not even acknowledging that there's an audience. I thought that was bullshit. And a lot of people were leaving. Mm-hmm. And so ultimately somebody walked by, and next week I'm going to tell you about this couple that we also started judging. Daryl thinks that she was a hooker. I don't. But whatever. Anyway, they thought we were laughing at them and we weren't at all. So they escaped immediately because they were embarrassed. And we're like, we weren't laughing at you. Sorry. We were laughing at the paella.
In atmospheres like that, you cannot assume that anybody's laughing about you because you're having your old. Yeah,
it's dumb. Anyway, but they were doing the Irish washerwoman in front of us. And we're like, what is this?
What is that?
They were just dancing weird. He was jumping up and down and hopping.
Oh, God.
And she was having none of it.
She's like, you look like an idiot.
And she's like, stop it. And he kept trying to kiss her. And she's like, immediately no. She's like, you will not be kissing
You're so unattractive to me right at this moment.
And you know what? He had really short legs. It was weird. And so, and Daryl's like, Daryl's all, I think she's an escort. I'm like, what? Shut up. She is not an escort.
Normally they don't try to kiss.
I go, you know what? I go, first of all, if she was paid, she'd be a lot friendlier to him.
Oh, yeah.
For starters. Number 2, I think they're work friends. And he just got on her on a weak moment because she wanted to come to BottleRock.
Perhaps.
And he's just like, oh, this means everything.
Or maybe it's new. Maybe they've only been on 2 dates and this is the second one or the third one. And now she's like, okay,
this is the last one.
This is the one where I've decided that no.
I could feel the vibes coming off of her immediately.
Because we're women and we know.
Oh God, she was trying so hard to be polite. And afterwards she's like, absolutely not.
I can't get out of here fast enough.
I'm done with you.
Yeah.
And it was so fast.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the paella thing, they never stepped on it.
Oh.
So then people were starting to leave. Finally, someone stepped on it, on the tip of it, and smashed it.
But it didn't
explode or anything.
Or get all over their foot.
But he was wearing a giant shoe.
Oh,
there was this one guy. He was so drunk. And he literally like, and he never stepped on it. And we were all laughing.
Like, you've got to be kidding me.
We were hysterical. We're like, you've got to be kidding me. No one stepped on it. So finally, someone stepped on it at the edge. And all of a sudden, Josh goes, hold on. I'm trying hard not to laugh because it was so funny the way he said it. He goes, okay, he goes, it is done. He goes, we can leave. So we left. Funniest shit ever. It was so fucking funny.
He's like Obi-Wan Kenobi. It is done.
Yeah, he's like, it is done. And we're like, well, was it a man or a woman? He goes, it was a man. And we're like, all right, you know. So we left.
That is the stupidest thing, but I would totally do the same
we
thing.
were obsessed with this paella.
Oh God, I can't. My eyes are watering.
Oh God, funny. It was so goddamn funny. Anyway, it was a great weekend.
Sounds like a fun,
oh my God,
fun time.
So much fun. Can't wait.
These people who you're friends with,
Josh
because
and Alicia.
we're not friends with anybody.
They're so funny.
We have no friends.
I know.
We have a lot of acquaintances.
Yes.
But they sound like the kind of people that I could actually be around.
You would love Alicia so much.
I think I've chilled with her before.
Oh
at
my
your
God.
house.
I love Alicia.
I think they've been at your house for...
Oh yeah, they've been for events.
Oh,
we invite them to everything, and now that their kids older, they can probably it's easier to come, to visit.
Well, I'm glad they had a good time, especially if they've not ventured out and done anything without their kids in a long time. That must have been amazing.
I know, and I love them. We dropped them off at their hotel, and it was a cute little hotel in Sonoma. And they're like, all that's open is McDonald's. We're gonna have to get McDonald's. And we pull in, and across the street, they're like, oh, look at that taco joint's open. They're like, bye guys. And they're like, let's go. They ran across to get tacos. I'm like, oh, see, they're my people,
right?
They're so cool.
Oh God, yes.
Anyway, so I hope we get to hang out with them again, and
sure.
I will show you the picture of the paella. I have a photo of it.
Oh, good! I'm
Absolutely.
so glad you had the forethought to take a picture.
Oh yeah, because I couldn't wait.
So
to
you
show
should put the caviar corn dog up and the paella on the website so that the listeners can see.
I will.
I think it's funny.
Yes. So anyway,
paella, we all want to see.
It was so funny.
Yeah.
I do have an ugly and awkward moment, but I don't want to do. We're going to save it for next show.
Okay.
Because I have to tell you this so we can remember this for following years. Did you know that there's an awkward moment day?
No. Is it my birthday? Yours?
It's March 18th.
Okay.
Although no one has taken credit for the founding of National Awkward Moments Day, many people have commented on how interesting it is that it comes on the day after St. Patrick's Day. Is it possible that some awkward moments might occur during a walk of shame the next morning? Well, maybe. National Awkward Moments Day has a mascot. It's the awkward turtle.
Ah.
Now, the awkward turtle is a hand gesture. It's a two-handed hand gesture, and it was documented in 2005. It's when you put your two hands over each other and your thumbs are opposing.
Yes.
And your thumbs wiggle.
Right.
That's the awkward turtle.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, that's the sign for Awkward Moments Day.
Okay. Not very awkward, but that's cute.
It's whatever, yeah. So that is National Awkward Moments Day,
right,
March 18th. So we'll have to celebrate it next year.
For sure. March 18th.
All right. Anyway, well, I think that's it for today.
Yeah.
And we'll talk more awkward next week. Mm-hmm. All right. So thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.